Hi class, welcome to week 16 of BUAD 201. Please make sure that you are prepared and ready for our final exam this Friday on December 8th. Please make sure to see the syllabus for the time and the location. It may not be the same time as the other two times that we met, given it is a finals day. So please just confirm on the syllabus when your final exam is, what room it is in, and the time. So for this week, just prepare for your in-class final exam writing assignment, which is worth 250 points on Friday, December 8th. Please make sure to watch this video because that's going to help you prepare for the final exam. So for your tasks to complete this week, watch the weekly class video lecture below, and make sure that you read over this BUAD 201 final exam study guide. You should have gone over that last week, but if you did not, please make sure to review that before this week's class for your final exam, and prepare for your final exam in class writing assignment. You will write your message in one of the following three formats. It will be either a letter, email, or a memo format. Make sure to know all three types of formats, and it will either be a direct, persuasive, or a negative message. It will not be a sales message, given that assignment was just due. I am still grading those, and it would not be fair to you to have a final exam on something that you did not receive your grade back for. So I will only have it on these three. Make sure you know all the different three types of writing styles as well. And as a reminder, make sure when you log in next week, during week 17, you look at our items for titanium, because you will have a couple things due next week. Just because we're taking the final exam this week does not mean you will have something. You will not have something to do next week. So you will have some things to complete next week as well. I will remind you in class on Friday when we meet as well. But make sure you do log in during week 17 next week. So last week you took a quiz that will help prepare you for the final exam. So what I would like to do is to take a look at each one of these questions. So you have a good understanding of what each question entails and how it will prepare you for the quiz. So there were a total of 10 questions. The first question talked about persuasive strategy. So when writing a persuasive message, which strategy must be used? And you had four answer choices. You had AIDA, 3x3 writing, AIDA and 3x3 writing, or none of the above. Well, the answer here was AIDA and 3x3 writing. So when you are writing a persuasive message, you want to make sure you're using the AIDA strategy, where you're getting their attention, interest, desire, and then it's pushing some kind of action in the persuasive message. For question 2, it was talking about the negative message approach. So based on the following situation, you should use a direct approach when writing the message. Situation: a customer service representative needs to write an email to a customer letting them know they will not receive the refund for purchased television because it is past the warranty date. Well, whenever you're writing a negative approach and you're delivering bad news, you don't want to use the direct approach. You want to use the indirect approach. So the answer here is false. Remember, you want to build credibility before you give them the direct message. Before you give them the message. So in this case, it will be an indirect approach. Build credibility and then give them the bad news. Question 3 for apologies. It is important to apologize to an upset customer no matter what the circumstances. So in this case, the answer is false. You don't want to apologize just for anything. If it's not the company's fault, you don't want to apologize, because then you're going to be admitting guilt, and therefore the customer will feel as if the company is at fault, and they will keep requesting whether it's a refund or speaking to someone, etc., etc. So don't apologize if it's not the company's fault. However, you can apologize if it is the company's fault, or if there was a situation that the customer got into that may have maybe taken up their time or wasted their time. Negative letters. So when writing a negative message in a letter format to a customer who is at fault, so in this case your company is not at fault, which of the following should you not include in the letter? So answer choice A was a salutation addressing the customer. Well, you should include that. A subject line, you definitely should include a subject line. Your contact information. So in this case, you will not include your contact information because you don't want them contacting you back. You want to leave them with some kind of good news at the end. So you're going to build the credibility, then give them the bad news, and then tell them, well, in this case, we'll give you 5% off your next coupon. That way, when they're done reading the message, they don't contact you, they don't have a reason to contact you, but yet you've resolved the situation. Credibility. So before delivering bad news to a customer in an indirect approach, you must build credibility before giving the bad news. The answer here is true. You want to build the credibility before you do give bad news. So a memo format has the following 3 sections only at the top of the page formatting: to, from, and date. Well, the answer here is false. It also has subject. So it has to, from, date, and subject. So it has 4 parts in memo formatting. Negative message wording. It is important to stay away from negative wording such as unfortunately when writing a negative message to a customer. The answer here is true. You want to stay away from words that lead to a negative feeling such as unfortunately, because now you're setting them up in a negative approach, and you want to stay away from more bad news. Give them the bad news in a way that it's not going to lead them to knowing it's going to be bad news. That's why you want to build the credibility first. Using the AIDA strategy, when you tell someone to respond to your message by a certain date, this is called the blank step. So whenever you're writing a message and you ask them to do something by a certain date, this is the action step. Remember, AIDA has AIDA, and the second A is action. And so your answer choices were attention, interest, desire, and action. Action was the answer. When delivering positive news to a customer, it is best to use the blank approach. So in this case, you're going to want to use the direct approach, which this was the answer here. And finally, the course title for BUAD 201 is Business Writing. So hopefully you all got that answer correct. So again, make sure you come into class on time on Friday, as we will be taking the final exam, because this is going to really help you come in, prepare, sit down, get organized. Remember, you have to log into your computer. Don't come in late, otherwise you're going to be rushing to take it, and that's going to set you in a tone that's not going to be too much fun. So if you have any questions, again, my contact information is up here at the top. Call me, text me, email me, whatever you feel comfortable with. I look forward to seeing you all on Friday, and good luck to each one of you. Thank you so much.